The dusty old gym at Willow Creek High was packed with the usual Friday crowd, loud voices, the clatter of sneakers on the floor, and the echo of laughter that wasn't always kind. In a small farming town where everyone knew everyone, the pecking order was as predictable as sunrise. The athletes ruled, the popular kids followed, and the quiet ones were background noise. And in that background was Clara Dawson, the shy farm girl who sat alone during lunch, always wearing old jeans and mud-stained boots. She never talked much, never fought back, and always seemed lost in her own world. To most, she was invisible. But that was about to change in a way no one could have imagined. It started one afternoon when the Bullies decided to make her their next target. Ryan Blake, the school's star quarterback, leaned against the lockers with his crew, sneering as Clara walked by carrying a bag of groceries for her teacher. "Hey, farm girl," he called out, his voice dripping with mockery. "How's life in the barn? You milked the cows yet?" His friends snickered, and one of them mooed, making the hallway burst into laughter. Clara froze for a second, then quietly smiled, murmuring something like, "Just fine," before walking off. She didn't look angry, just calm, almost too calm. And that calmness unsettled one of the teachers watching from afar, Mr. Lawson, who knew something the others didn't. Ryan wasn't done. He followed her out to the parking lot later that day, egged on by his friends. "Come on, farm girl," he jeered, stepping in front of her. "Don't just walk away when someone's talking to you." Clara's voice was soft, steady. "Please move." That only fueled his arrogance. "Or what? You gonna hit me with a pitchfork?" His friends laughed again, their voices echoing across the lot. But Clara didn't react, she just set her grocery bag down, adjusted her jacket, and looked at Ryan squarely in the eyes for the first time. "I said move," she repeated. There was a strange intensity in her tone now, quiet but powerful, like thunder rolling beneath the surface. Before anyone could blink, Ryan reached out and shoved her shoulder lightly, more to provoke than to hurt. But that was all it took. In one breathtaking moment, Clara's body moved like lightning. She pivoted, grabbed his arm, and flipped him flat on his back with a precision that left everyone speechless. The crowd froze. The laughter stopped. Ryan gasped, struggling to get up, staring at her like she'd just turned into someone else entirely. One of his friends tried to step forward, but Clara raised a hand calmly, and he stopped cold, as if her presence alone warned him not to. "Don't," she said, her voice steady. "I don't want to hurt anyone." It turned out, Clara Dawson wasn't just a quiet farm girl. She was a regional MMA youth champion, trained by her father, a former Marine and jiu-jitsu instructor who ran a small self-defense school on the outskirts of town. For years, Clara had spent her evenings training in silence, helping on the farm by day and sparring in the barn by night. No one at school knew, she never bragged, never showed off. Her father always told her, real strength is silent until it's needed. And today, it had spoken louder than any punch. News of the incident spread like wildfire. By Monday morning, everyone was talking about the farm girl who floored the football star. Some students admired her, others whispered behind her back, saying she must have cheated or gotten lucky. But Clara ignored them. She didn't care for gossip, she'd learned long ago that peace of mind was worth more than popularity. However, Ryan's ego couldn't handle it. He wanted revenge, or at least redemption. So he challenged her publicly, in front of the whole school, to face him in a charity sparring event that Friday night. "Let's see if the farm girl can really fight," he announced over the PA system, smirking. When the night came, the gym was packed tighter than ever. The air buzzed with excitement, phones out, cameras ready. Clara stood quietly in one corner of the mat, wearing a plain hoodie and gloves. Across from her, Ryan strutted in with all the confidence money and muscle could buy. The referee gave the signal. What followed was nothing short of stunning. Clara didn't attack first, she waited, calm and observant, as Ryan lunged with reckless power. She sidestepped, countered, and dropped him cleanly with flawless technique. Again. And again. Each time he got up angrier, more desperate. The crowd watched in awe as the quiet girl they'd mocked turned into a blur of strength, grace, and focus. Within minutes, the match ended. Clara had him pinned, her arm locked firm but not cruel. She looked him in the eye and said softly, "Now do you understand why you shouldn't judge people by what they look like?" The gym erupted, not in laughter, but applause. Even Ryan's friends stood frozen, realizing they had underestimated her not because she was weak, but because she was humble. Mr. Lawson, watching from the sideline, smiled proudly. He'd been the one who'd recognized her name years ago from a state championship list, and now, the whole town knew. After the match, Ryan approached her, red-faced but sincere. "I'm sorry," he muttered. Clara smiled faintly. "It's okay," she said. "Just be kinder next time. Everyone's fighting battles you can't see." That night, Clara walked home under the stars, her boots crunching softly on the gravel road. She wasn't thinking about victory or revenge, just peace. She had nothing to prove to anyone. Her strength wasn't about power or fame, it was about control, patience, and kindness. And as the world began to know the name Clara Dawson, the quiet farm girl who stood tall, many people who'd once been bullied saw her as a symbol that silence isn't weakness, and humility doesn't mean submission. Sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who say the least. So if you ever feel like the world's laughing at you, remember Clara's story, keep training, keep growing, and never let anyone decide your worth. Because when the time comes, your strength will speak for itself. Flexed biceps sheaf of rice. Backhand index pointing right. If this story inspired you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful real-life stories, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next one. Sparkles, your support helps us share more stories that prove quiet doesn't mean weak.